वन्दे श्रीकृष्णं तदनन्तरं गुरु आपात्मना त्राता श्रीकृष्णस्त्वमलात्मना। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणी भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेष। नमोऽस्तु ते व्यास विशाल बुद्धे फुल्लारविन्दायत पत्रनेत्रे येन त्वया भारत तैल पूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमय प्रदीपः। प्रपन्न पारिजाताय तोतवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञान मुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपाल नंदनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महते। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्रावती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला। अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोर मकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवै रणनदी कैवर्तका केशव। पाराशर्यवच सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानकेसरम् हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम्। लोके सज्जन षट्पदै रहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणनिन्दरुद्रमरुतस्तुवन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थितर्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुर्सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। राधा रानी की जय। बोले गीता मैया की जय। आदरणीय पूजनीय पंडित जी, प्रिय सज्जनों, प्रिय भक्त समुदाय, महानुभाव, Pushpa Pandji, devotees of the Supreme Lord, the Divine Souls. First, let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest prostrations to all of you. In commemoration of Gita Jayanti, which will be on December 3rd, we have in this Gita part, or reading of Gita Yagna, to celebrate this wonderful scripture given by Bhagwan Shri Krishna. With all the philosophy of all the Vedas, Upanishad, Puran, all the scriptures, put in a concise form, just 700 shlokas, 700 verses in Gita. Bhagavad Gita could translate loosely into English the song, divine song of Bhagwan, of Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna is speaking the divine words. So, as we delve into the Gita, different lessons, as I said, all the philosophy of all the Vedas, all the Upanishad, all the Shastras are in this Gita. Again tonight we'll join in Katha. We begin by chanting the divine name of the Lord when we hear the Katha tonight. Govinda, 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 Radhe, Radhe, Govinda, 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 Radhe, Radhe, Govinda. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda. Oh Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, oh Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, oh Radhe Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda. Karmanya karma ya pashed akarmani cha karmaya sabuddhimanu sheshu sayukta kritya karma krita. Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda, 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 यस्य सर्वे समारब्धाः काम संकल्प वर्जिता ज्ञानाग्नि दग्ध कर्मणां तमाहु पंडितम् सुधा त्यक्त्वा कर्म फलासंगं नित्यतृप्तो निराशयः कर्मण्य विप्रवृतोऽपि नैव किंचित् करोति सः. Oh Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda, 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 Radhe Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, Radhe Govinda, राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा ओ राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा ओ राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा ओ गोविंदा 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 राधे राधे गोविंदा निराशीयत चित्तात्मा त्यक्त्वा सर्व परिग्रह शरीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् गोविंदा 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 राधे राधे गोविंदा गोविंदा यादृच्छालब्ध संतुष्टो द्वन्द्वातीतो विस्मत्सरः समः सिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्म कर्म समाधि गोविंदा 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 राधे राधे गोविंदा ओ राधे राधे गोविंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा हे राधे राधे गोविंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा राधे राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा राधे गोविंदा 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 राधे राधे गोविंदा वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। Tonight's part katha is from the fourth chapter, chapter 4, चौथे अध्याय of Gita. कर्मण्य कर्म यः पश्येद कर्मणि च कर्म यः स बुद्धिमान् मनुष्येषु स युक्तः कृत्स्न कर्म कृत्. Chapter 4 verse 18 Gita. जो कर्म में अकर्म देखते हैं और अकर्म में कर्म देखते हैं वो बुद्धिमान है। उसको पंडित कह रहे, बुद्धिमान कहते हैं, योगी है और श्रेष्ठ है। This verse is saying, one who sees non-action while performing action is performing all action yet not doing anything. Doesn't consider himself to be the doer. Listen carefully. Karte hai, is doing action, but doesn't consider that I am the performer. And he, while doing nothing, is thinking, is has that I am doing everything. Contradiction. That person is very wise. Bhagavan Krishna is saying, बुद्धिमान है, very wise. और That yogi, such a person is a yogi, called a yogi. Such a yogi, he is best among, he's done everything, yet seems to be doing nothing at all. Understand a little bit. It's confusing. How can one perform action and be a karta, doesn't do anything, and yet, and on the other hand, do nothing and yet be doing everything? How is this possible? So, Shri Krishna tells in the other verse. We need to go to the other verse to understand this. Yasya sarve samarabhaha काम संकल्प वर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्ध कर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः. So how is he performing all action yet doing nothing? So first to begin, we have to understand what is the performer of our action. Who or what is performing? Is it our feet, our hands, our eyes, our mouth, our nose? What performs the action? Karma karne wala kaun hai? First we have to understand this. We think when I do things physically, that's the performance. The scriptures, the Vedas tell us, listen carefully, man eva manushyanam karnam bandha mokshayo. Brahm Bindu Upanishad. Second mantra. Man, mind. Ev, alone. I'm telling you each word, the meaning, Sanskrit word. So man means the mind. Ev, alone. Manushyana, human beings. Karnam is the cause. Bandhan of bondage. Moksha, liberation. The mind alone is the cause of bondage as well as liberation. In other words, the Vedas are telling us the mind is the performer of the action, not the sense organs. Give an example. In the world, we all sleep. In our sleep, we have dream. Sometimes very nice dream, some very khatanak. Terrifying dream, nightmares. So in our dream, we do everything like we're doing while we're awake. You eat, you drink, you run, you fight, you quarrel. Somebody beating you up, you beating somebody up. You sometimes you even see yourself dead. You have died in the coffin. In your dream. So many things is happening. Now, while you're dreaming, all the sense organs are unconscious on the bed. The feet, the hand, the eye, the nose, everything is unconscious. The mouth. Who then is performing these actions of eating, drinking, fighting, quarreling, beating, killing? Who's in all these action? The mind. The sense organs are lying unconscious of the mind. Another example. Let's suppose you're sitting in your home, the living room, TV's on, you're looking at soccer. Maybe your favorite team is playing, Brazil. And you're so absorbed. They're going to score this goal or goal is getting, and you're so absorbed. Somebody's knocking the door. Somebody's calling and you don't hear. The sound is hitting the eardrum, but you hear nothing. Because the mind is elsewhere. If the mind is not present, there is no perception. Even though the objects are in contact with respective sense objects. So the mind is, this is why the mind is said to be alone the performer of the action. This is why all responsibility lies with the mind. And we do everything physically. I think I have done. We do puja, we do havan, we go to place of pilgrimage, tirth. Somebody is going to do parikrama. At different times in the year, people go to India, Vrindavan. Close to Barsana, there's a Govardhan mountain. This Govardhan mountain is very sacred. Bhagwan Shri Krishna himself became Govardhan. When he stopped the puja of Indra and the Devtas, he told the gopis and the cowherds to go and offer everything to Govardhan. So they all filled their bullock, their carts and everything, but the thousands, basket, halwa, puri, fruit, food, everything. And they went and offered everything before Govardhan. Govardhan took a form. There's a mountain, and he ate everything that the gopis and the cowherds offered. Shri Krishna himself became Govardhan. And see that they all did parikrama, the gopis and the cowherds, even Shri Krishna did parikrama. Parikrama means when you keep an object of worship to your right hand side and you go around in a clockwise direction. That is called parikrama. So people live from all over the world. In India, people go by, that's natural, they go by the millions. But even from all over the world, people go to do parikrama. Some go walking, all time bare feet. Some people, they lie down and they keep moving, lying down. Some creep on floor like a baby. Different ways. Some, they think they can get great benefit from doing parikrama. This is Shri Krishna himself. The Govardhan is on the mountain. This is Shri Krishna himself, Bhagavan. So you're planning to go to do parikrama, let's suppose it. That's great. You make all the plans, you go all the way to Vrindavan, to Govardhan mountain. When you reach there and you're about to do parikrama, now you start thinking, oh my God, I wonder if my wife is okay, I wonder how the children are. I hope they remember to feed the dog. I wonder if I left the shop open, I hope they don't leave the house open. In other words, your mind is in the world. Thinking about everything, and you're walking around Govardhan, physical exercise, marching. We get no benefit. Before, when you were going and planning and thinking about Govardhan, you got more blessing. Because you were thinking, your mind was focused on Govardhan. Now you're there in Govardhan, you're looking, oh, look at the person, how they're lying on the side, this beggar, that person is using the road as a toilet. And you're doing parikrama. Mind everywhere in the world. At that time, nobody's thinking about Shri Krishna. Or what am I doing? That's why we don't get benefit. And on top of all of that, we lose also. Lose? Yeah, you've gone all the way to India and done parikrama. Instead of benefiting, you end up losing. How did I lose? Because now you have abhiman. Many people come, Swamiji, have you ever gone and done parikrama of Govardhan? Did you ever go to Haridwar? Did you go on Lakshman Jhula? I went and I did this and I did that. And now this abhiman. Boasting. Is this what spiritual thing about to go and boast where you went and what you did and what you didn't do and how much dhan you give? Oh, I feed people, all these beggars who sit there and I fed from aside and I give them dakshina. That is dhan. The scriptures tell us, when thou art given alms, let not the left hand nor the right hand not give it, that thy alms may be in secret. The true dhan is the one given in secret. When you boast, when you have this abhiman, I have given something, you destroy everything. So instead of benefiting, we end up harming ourselves. No one told us what is supposed to be doing this parikrama. Once my guru, I'll give you an example. There was a conference in India. A lot of spiritual men came, Babas, and they were having this great spiritual conference. And some boys decided they were going to create some havoc in this conference, this Sammelan. They were going to ask a question that none of these spiritual men would be able to answer. Young boys, and they had this pride. They're going to make a fool of all these spiritual men. So they went there and they said, can we ask you a question? To all these Babas, these Mahatmas who sitting on this munch on the stage. And they said, yes, please beta, son asks. Okay. The scriptures tell us if one takes a bath in the Ganga, there's a river called Ganga in India. In English they say Ganges. If someone takes a bath in the Ganga, he will be purified of all his sins. People live all over the world to go and bathe in Ganga. We are told that Ganga washes away sin. We have bathed so much times. We have we the soul, we have taken uncountable births. How many times you have bathed in this lifetime in Ganga and no sin has washed away? So is the scripture lying? Why our sins have not been washed away? Give us the answer. Now all this Babajis and spiritual men sitting, they had no idea how to answer these boys, these unruly boys. And they were shouting at them. So it was whispered to them, told to them that Jagat Guru Tam, Sri Kripalu Mahaprabhu Maharaj was staying at someone's home close by. He happened to, that we lovingly call him Maharaji, he's the fifth original Jagat Guru, world teacher. He happened to be staying somewhere. He didn't come to attend the conference. He just happened coincidentally to be there. So hearing that and knowing how great he was, they sent a message, can you please come and help us? These boys have asked a question, all spiritual men is going to get bad name. Maharaji said, no, I'm not going to come, it's a little thing, you people solve it. But they could not answer, so they came themselves personally and fell at his feet and begged him, please help us. Only you can solve this problem. So he said, okay, it's a simple thing. So he went there and he told the boys, come on stage. He called them on the stage. On the munch. All came. It's quite a group of them. I told them to sit down, better. And I'm going to start speaking. There's a condition. Until or unless this doubt you have has not been cleared, you're not satisfied with my answer, you have to keep sitting. This is a condition, then I'm going to speak to you. Sigari, do you accept this condition? Yes. So they all sat there. Shri Maharaj has such a power that people would listen and they will do exactly what he said. So they all, even though they were very unruly, they all sat down. Said, okay. Now, this thing about the Ganga, that whatever, if you go into Ganga, you take a bath, you get purified of all your sins. First to begin, what is this thing called a Ganga? Is it just a river, water? What is this Ganga? Have you ever found? Anyone told you what is this Ganga? No, it's a river. No, it's a divine Shakti. This Ganga is not any river. The divine Shakti descended in the form of a river. So first to begin, find out what is this thing called Ganga. Secondly, I want you to take a bottle. Empty bottle that you can cover properly with a cover, seal it. So take a bottle and fill it with your urine, your own urine. Peshap, your own urine, fill it. Then cover it properly, seal it properly, tight. Tie it to a stone and drown it in the Ganga, someplace in the Ganga. Leave it for a couple months inside the Ganga. Leave it there for a while. Now go back now and bring it out. Take it out from the Ganga. Take out the cover and drink the content. What? Yes, drink it. Since Ganga purifies all sin, this has been in the Ganga for so long, take it out, open the cover and drink it. Now how can we drink it? Why? Because there is only urine in there. Even though it was in the Ganga so long, it was sealed. The Ganga did not go inside, so it's urine still. Very good. You'll get in there. Not too long again, you'll understand. In the same way, someone is going to take bath in the Ganga. When he goes in the Ganga, he's bathing, bathing the body. Where is the mind that time? What it is we have to purify? Where is the sin kept in us? Where's the sin which is called paap sin? Is it in our hand, our feet, our head, our mouth, our nose? No, in the mind. Paap sin is stored in the mind. Mind. It's called sanchit paap. It's stored in the mind. When you were bathing that time in the Ganga, where was the mind? Did you wash the mind? Did you take the mind and bathe it in the Ganga, that I am bathing in this divine water, my mind absorbed in the Ganga? No. I left my shirt by that panda over there, and there was a few thousand rupees. I hope he didn't steal it, take it out. I hope nobody took it and ran away. Oh, look, that girl is bathing over there, that lady is bathing there. Some people are going in a boat. You're bathing, dubki kar rahe, drowning in the water, in the Ganga, going up and down. But where's the mind? The mind never touched the Ganga. So how is it going to be purified? That thing which has all the sin, the mind, never got in contact with the Ganga. Just as the urine in the bottle never got in contact. It was sealed. And that's why you wouldn't drink it. Because it's still urine. In the same way, the mind which has all the sin never got in contact with the Ganga. And this is what we have to purify. First, understand, what is this thing, a Ganga? Is it just this water flowing here? What is a Ganga? And what has to be cleansed and how to cleanse it? Where is the path? And how are we going to clean it? Yeah, Ganga has the power. But until the mind doesn't get in contact, so do I drink the Ganga and the mind will get in contact? No, this mind is not something you can see. You can take the most powerful microscope. You will not be able to see the mind. It is subtle. Not something we say the mind, the heart, the thing that goes boop, 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 boop. No. When someone tells you something very nice, they flatter you. Oh, you sing so nice. Oh, you give such a wonderful lecture. You're such a kind person. You're such a generous person. You feel good. Somebody flatter us, you feel very good. And somebody abuse you, you're the worst person I ever saw. You can't even keep the note, you can't sing. They tell us they insult you, you feel very bad. That feeling, when someone flatters you feel good, when someone insults you feel bad, that feeling we get, that is the mind. That is the mind. And how to cleanse that? So when we think about Ganga, we worship Ganga in our mind. We meditate on her, on the Ganga, then the mind will get purified. So the whole thing, so this is the mind. The mind is the performer. So we can do all the action in the world. But the mind is not there. As I said, a lot of things we do with the mind, not thinking about it. The mind is not there, then you actually have not performed the action. If the mind is absorbed somewhere else, this is a whole science of what is karma yoga. Later on in the Gita, Shri Krishna says to Arjun, Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmara yudhya cha. Chapter 8, verse 6, Gita. Tasma sarveshu, Arjuna, at all places, kaleshu, at all times, attach your mind to me. Ma manus, remember me, attach your mind to me, and yudhya cha, your kshatri. Do your duty, fight the war. So since the mind is attached to Shri Krishna, we get the fruit for where the mind is attached. Where the mind is, you don't get the fruit of fighting the war. So you perform the action, yet you're not performing the action. And you're not performing the action, but you're thinking with the mind. You're thinking. So that's why people think I didn't commit any sin. I didn't do anything wrong. I never beat anybody up. I didn't steal. But things which is called pap, sin. I didn't steal. I didn't beat anyone. I didn't curse anyone. I see people who have done that didn't drink alcohol. I didn't drink rum. I didn't. But in the mind, how many people you beat up? Huh? How many people you curse? How many people you kill in the mind? And this is what Bhagwan knows. So because we don't know what is the performer, that's why we think, I'm not a bad person. Every moment we're thinking wrong. Every moment bad. That's why we need to understand this. So if the mind is attached to Shri Krishna, whatever you do physically is not noted. That's the karma yoga. Duty, karma plus bhakti. Karma yoga. And somebody may not seem to be doing anything. You think you judge a person. Oh, they never go to mandir, they never sing God's name, they never do bhajan, kirtan, they don't do puja, they're the greatest sinner. But in the heart, in the mind, they're worshipping Bhagwan every moment. They're thinking about Bhagwan. So we judge externally because we can't see on the inside. That's why you have to be very careful. You don't know. So this is the whole side. This is why karma, but akarma is performing action yet not doing anything because the mind is attached to Sri Krishna with bhakti, true love. And akarma, not doing anything. Yet the mind is performing all the action. It could be spiritual, it could be material. That will only happen when you understand, when the knowledge. That's why he's saying such a person is very wise, because they know who or what is the performer of the action. So even the wise, they call such a person a great saint, a great sage. Jo Buddha, jo Pandit hai, the wise person, they call this person a sage. Because that person is free from all desires. The mind being absorbed in Shri Krishna and God all the time, they are free from all desires. All thoughts. Look, if your mind is absorbed somewhere, you can't think about something else. So if my mind is absorbed in Shri Krishna every moment, then how can I think about the world or wrong thoughts or bad things? So he's free from all of that. All the actions are burnt up in the fire of wisdom, true knowledge. Who is the performer of the action? Who am I? What am I? All his knowledge is there. Tyaktva karma prasangam nitya titto nirashaya karmanya vipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. So here now, we have given up all the tyaktva karma phalam. Given up all attachment. In other words, when we do something in the world because I will get something. Why do we perform action? Because I'm going to be nice to this person, they will give me something. I'm going to do this work, I'll get paid. Every action we perform in the world, it is for some reason.
We're looking for some fruit, something, because we think that will make me happy. There is no one who can perform any action in the world, no matter how opposing or how contradictory, without wanting something from it. And that something we want is happiness. We don't know, but we want that. So someone who has attained that, who realized that happiness is Sri Krishna, God alone, he's given up all attachment because he knows I can't get that happiness. Only a person who has that knowledge can give up. You're told, okay, perform action but don't look for the fruit. How to do that, bhaiya? You will hear these lectures, perform action but don't desire the fruit. How to do that? It's impossible for a worldly soul. This only happens when we realize, yes, I want happiness. Every action I perform is only for happiness. And I will find that happiness in Sri Krishna. Now I can perform all the action, not looking for fruits. Only such a person can do that. He no longer depends or looks for anything in the world. Santushta rehte hai. He's always satisfied, whether it's gain or loss. Like Shabari, Bhagwan Shri Ram told Shabari, Ashtam jatha labh santosha, sapne hu nahi dekhi pardosha, saral swabhavan man kutilai, yatha labh santosh sadai. So first Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to Shabari the 8th type of bhakti, devotion. He's explained now that bhakti is to be contented, whether in gain or loss. Only truly wise, only a devotee can be like that. This is difficult, impossible. When everything is good, Jai Ho. And when you lose everything, no Jai Ho this time. Then we're not devotee. That will only happen when you realize, number one, whatever happens to me is the result of action I have performed in my past life. Good and bad. And the one who is given the fruit, who gives the fruit? Shri Krishna said, I give you right to perform action. Karmanyavadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetu bhur ma te sangosta karmani. Chapter 2 verse 47 Gita. I give you free will, do whatever you want. Do good, do bad, do mixture, anything you want, free will. But Shri Krishna says, I do not give you the right to decide the fruit. That right Shri Krishna reserves for himself. Well, then why doesn't he give us the right to determine the fruit? He already gave us the right for action. Well, if we have the right to choose the fruit, then we can do everything wrong and say, I want good fruits. So Shri Krishna said, no. I give the fruit according to your action. Avashyameva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubha shubham. You will have to bear the fruits of your good actions as well as bad actions. Mahabharata. The divine law. And only Shri Krishna can determine that. So one, whatever happens to me is a result of actions I have performed in my past life. Number two, the one who's given the fruit is Shri Krishna. If I love Shri Krishna, I'm a devotee, I love Bhagwan, then whatever he gives me is prasad, good or bad. Only a bhakt, a devotee can take like that. This is why Bhagwan Shri Ram is saying to Shabari, the 8th type of devotion is to be contented, whether in gain or loss. He goes on to say in Uttarakhand of Ramayana, when he speaks to the residents of Ayodhya, how to do bhakti. That bhakti which gives everything. Sarala swabhavana mana kutilai. The mind has to be saral. There should not be kutilai, crookedness, deceit, fraud. And yatha labha santosha sadai. To be always contented no matter what happens. To be always contented. So that person, even though is fully engaged in action, and things will happen, but is contented, satisfied. Because he's not looking for the outcome. Nirashir yatat chitatma tyaktva sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan apnoti kil visham. Ab man buddhi, इंद्रिय मन बुद्धि अपने वश में कर दिया. Such a person now brings the senses, mind and intellect under full control. He has full control. Or, this is important, Tyakta sarva parigraha. He's given up all attachment to all things in the world. He doesn't have the feeling of ownership. My house, my motor car, my this, my that, my that. No, nothing belongs to me. He has no feeling of ownership. He's free from all cravings. जो भी कर्म करते हैं शरीर से करते हैं, मन से नहीं. मन भगवान में है. He's doing action, everything like us in the world, but only with the physical body. His mind is absorbed in God all the time. He's a true karma yogi. Such a person incurs no sin. Because the mind, remember, you only get the fruit where the mind is. Since the mind is in Shri Krishna, he's doing everything. He gets the fruit where the mind is, the fruit of bhakti. He incurs no sin. This is important, devotees, this having ownership. You know, we have this big thing. This is mine, that is yours. Nothing belongs to us. Neither this is yours nor mine. Everything belongs to Bhagwan. We're just custodians. This bhajan is saying that the water is his, the land is his, everything is his. How can we claim anything to be ours? This world is his garden, his playground, and we all kelona. We are playthings in this world. This is a play of the Lord. And his light is in all of us in the form of the soul, Atma. He gives the inspiration for the mind to think, for the intellect to know, for the eyes to see. What we hear, what we think depends on us. But the inspiration for it to perform the actions given by him. And Shri Krishna looks at everyone equally. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dvesho stinak priya. Chapter 9 verse 29. Shri Krishna says, neither is anyone dear to me, nor is anyone hateful. I look at everyone equally. So, in this mind of ours is a mandir. Why this mind of ours is a mandir? Because Bhagwan resides in there. Bhagwan, that's why this mind, you should try to keep good things good. Just like when you come mandir, you don't bring certain things and you don't do certain things in the mandir. This is a bigger mandir. The real Bhagwan is sitting inside here. Ishwaraha sarva bhutanam hriday sherna tishtati. Shri Krishna is saying in Gita chapter 18 verse 61. God is sitting in the heart, in the mind. There's a mandir. And he's the life of all life. He's the soul of all souls. Shri Krishna is the soul of all souls. Bhagavad everywhere is saying. We go to the place of pilgrimage, we go to the mandir. We worship so many devatas and devis. But have we ever thought about our real condition, that we are the most fallen, that we have so much wrong things, and that God is looking at me all the time? He's sitting in my heart. I can hide from the world, but I cannot hide from Bhagwan. He's looking at me. Do we realize that? He's looking all the time. All the time he's looking. Open your heart, open the heart of the mind. Open it and meditate. Realize that God is there. Realize. Who is high and who is low, bhaiya? No one is high, no one is low. The soul, that same soul is in everyone. Because we identify with this, with the body, we think this one is high, that one is low. The one, the true buddhiman, the true knowledgeable person sees equality everywhere. Seeing the soul, seeing Bhagwan everywhere, the soul in everywhere. Out, everyone is equal. In this way, spread your love throughout the world equally. Recognize God is sitting in the heart of everyone. The Lord, take shelter in Bhagwan. He'll protect you. Become bhole. Become like a newborn child. Don't have this craftiness, as I said. Sarala swabhava namana kutilai. Become like that. Do not be the owner. Don't have ownership. Listen to this beautiful bhajan. ना ये तेरा ना ये मेरा मंदिर है भगवान का, पानी उसका भूमि उसी की सब कुछ उसी महान का। ना ये तेरा मंदिर है भगवान का, पानी उसका भूमि उसी की सब कुछ उसी महान। हम सब खेल खिलौने उसके खेल रहा संसार में, खेल रहा संसार। उसकी ज्योति सब में जमके, सब में उसका प्यार है, सब में उसका प्यार है। मन मंदिर में दर्शन कर ले उन प्राणों के प्राण का, पानी मेरा नाये मंदिर है भगवान। तीरथ जाए मंदिर जाए, तीरथ जाए मंदिर जाए, अनगिन देव मनाए रे, अनगिन देव मनाए रे। दीन रूप में राम सामने देखे नयन दिलाए रे, मन की आंखें खुल जाए तो क्या करना हम ध्यान की। पानी उसका भूमि उसी की हो नाये तेरा मंदिर है भगवान का, पानी उसका भूमि उसी की सब कुछ उसी महान का। कौन है ऊंचा कौन है नीचा, सब है एक समान रे, प्रेम प्रकाश जगा हृदय में, सब में प्रभु पहचान रे, प्रभु पहचान रे। शरण हृदय को शरण में राखो, हर भोले नादान रे। पानी ओ नाये तेरा नाये मेरा मंदिर है भगवान का, पानी उसका भूमि उसी की सब कुछ उसी महान का। नाये तेरा नाये मेरा मंदिर है भगवान का, पानी उसका
भजियो तेरी सब कुछ उसी महान नाये तेरा नाये मेरा नाये मेरा। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। So, one who has acquired that knowledge, they become free from the feeling of ownership. This is where we have to go. That knowledge has to come. We're just custodians. Some of me have mentioned, I think the Swamiji, when you told about the conference, so did the boys get satisfied? What happened? They were satisfied with the answer. Now, because the mind never touched the Ganga, and then they were satisfied and they left. There was no more argument anymore. So, controlling, because now the knowledge is there as to who or what is the performer of the action, that person can become karma akarma, doing action yet doing nothing. And he can be akarma and yet karma. Not doing anything, but doing everything. Yad chala basantushto dvandvatito vimatsarah samasiddha vasiddho kritvapi nanipadhyate. Ab karma yogi. This is the true karma yogi. जो भी मिलते हैं, अच्छा मिलते हैं, बुरा मिलते हैं, जो भी, वो संतुष्ट रहते हैं. So this was told before, that the true karma yogi. So karma yogi doesn't mean someone who is just, I'm a karma yogi. Karma yogi, one whose mind is always attached to Shri Krishna. Remember, that's a condition. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmar. Mind is always attached to Shri Krishna. This is the karma yogi. He is free from all longings and all desires, all worldly attachment, has no feeling of ownership. So whatever comes, whether it's unsought or whatever, however it comes, good, bad, accepts it. Because as I told you, a true devotee accepts everything as prasad. The one who's given it. Yeah, I did the action, it's the fruit of my action. Number one, I have to work it out. I have to enjoy the fruits, good and bad. But the one who is given the fruit is Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna says, I give the fruit. I reserve that right. And if I love God, if I'm a devotee, then whatever Bhagavan gives is prasad. A true devotee accepts. Good, bad, anything happens. So, he accepts everything that comes. वो ईर्ष्या से रहित है. He's free from all jealousy. He doesn't see, oh, look how that one is getting so much attention. That one is getting this, that one, oh, that one has such a beautiful car, beautiful house, and I have not no. My car shuts down everywhere. There's no jealousy. This is what I deserve enough. And it's not going to give me happiness anyhow. I don't have this feeling that if I have such and such, this kind of car, I'll be happy. This kind of house, I'll be happy. Because I already have it. I have Sri Krishna. In that way, it's free from all that. All pairs of opposites. They are pairs of opposites. Heat, cold, love, hate. Just feelings of opposite. It can be very cold, winter, okay. It can be very, very hot. 120 degrees Fahrenheit. It's alright. It can get so hot in India. I have experienced it. You're in the shade. And you can get some stroke. When you breathe, you feel as though you're breathing in fire. It gets a little hot and you complain so much here. Oh, I'm so cold. Oh, I'm so hot. I went recently to South Africa and people were complaining. It was nice. It was like in the 60s, close to 70, 60s, 70.
what we will consider like fall weather here. And oh, it's so cold, Swamiji, and they're telling people, oh, sorry, it's so cold. And I'm like, this is not cold, this is lovely weather. We would enjoy this kind of weather. In New York City, in the 60s and the low 70s, you're very happy. This is the best weather. The spring or the fall, you'll experience that. But cold, you're not accustomed. We have to make ourselves, don't make your body, oh, when it's hot, when it's hot, oh, you complain, it's too hot, I can't take it, I'm perspiring, I will die, I wish it was cold. And when it's cold, oh, it's too cold, I wish it was hot. But you always have problem. My Guru Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu Mahaprabhu says we have to make our body in such a way that nothing should affect it. Whether it's hot, whether it's cold, sleep remain the same way. It comes from practice. And this all has to do with the mind. When you're practicing spirituality, the Guru will say, don't sleep more than 6 hours. Too much sleep is important. Yuktahara vihares dukcheshasya karmasu yuktu sapna bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkaha natyashnatasta yogosti nachaikanta manashnata nachati swapna shilasya jagato naiva charjuna. Chapter 6 verse 16 and 17 Gita. One should not sleep too much nor sleep too little. One should not eat too much nor eat too little. One should not drink too much nor drink. Everything has to be accepted in a scientific and regulated way. If you want to be if you want to enter spiritual path, right? Too much sleep is not good. Too little is also not good. It's bad. Body needs rest. If you don't give it rest, it's going to get sick. But if you sleep too much, then laziness comes. You bring tamasic. Sleeping is a tamasic quality. For a spiritual person, sleeping is very bad. Too much sleeping. If we eat too much, what's going to happen? You will develop all kind of cholesterol problem, all kind of things. The body is going to punish you, and you too little is going to punish you also. We have to give the body everything it requires, all the vitamins, mineral, protein, everything in the right amount. Not too much, not too less. There's science about it. Everywhere. So the Guru says, don't sleep more than 6 hours. Oh my God, how can I make it? And if that's a little secret, he was saying about people who are married. If you're single, he said 5 hours. Hey Bhagwan. If I don't get it, many people tell me, if I don't get 8 hours sleep, I can't do anything. Because this is all controlled. The mind tells us that. Everything comes with practice. You practice, you get 5 hours sleep, you're happy, you're good. But it comes with practice, you have to practice. Abhyas. This is what the Abhyas Shri Krishna says in the Gita. So these things should not affect us. So this happens when a person acquires that knowledge. He has the mind, the senses, the intellect under control. So no longer, oh, I like this one, I hate that one. Those things don't come anymore. Now he's able to do such. He's free from all of that. He's balanced whether in success, whether gain or loss. I told you, yatha labha santosha. This is a very important word. When Bhagwan Shri Ram said this to Shabari, it wasn't because he only wants Shabari to hear this. This is for us. If you want to do bhakti, then be contented. You are saying, I'm a bhakt, I'm a devotee, yet you're still thinking, hey Bhagwan, give me this, give me that, give me. How come you're not giving me? What kind of bhakt are you? You don't want Bhagwan, you want the thing in the world. Because that knowledge is not there yet as to where we can find happiness. That's why you keep saying to Bhagwan, give me. Give me the world. I don't want you, Bhagavan, I want the world. And then how can you be a bhakt, a devotee? This is why Sri Ram is saying, even Sri Krishna, everywhere is saying, be santosh, contented. Santushti. So whether it's success, whether things come in a great abundance, okay. Doesn't come, you lose everything, okay. This song's hard. We will start thinking. Today I was talking to someone and I was talking about, if you win the lotto, yeah, I want to win the lotto, but I don't have any money. Please let me win the lotto. Like, okay. What is going to happen if you win the lotto? I'll be happy. Really? No. There are people who have lots of money and they're not happy. We think they're happy. We think they're happy, but they're not. Those people, the night come, they can't sleep. If the market crash tomorrow, what's going to happen? There once, I think around 2008, the market crashed. How many people committed suicide? Billionaires. Why? Because from billionaire they became zero. They didn't know how to live anymore. If you remember, there was a Great Depression. And that is a few years ago. And they're thinking it can happen soon again. Yeah, what goes up will come down. It doesn't always stay up. Don't think the market is going to stay up all the time. This can happen anytime. Right? This is how this world is. It's moving all the time. Sansarati sansaraha gacchati jagat. This is the definition for this world. It is always moving. It's a continuous movement. Sometimes up, sometimes down. So be contented. That person, whether it comes or doesn't come, whether it's lost, whether it's gain, and is not bounded by his action, because the mind is no longer there. The mind is always absorbed in Shri Krishna. So this today is a little science and secret of the performance of who is the performer, what is the true meaning of Karma Yoga. Who is a Karma Yogi? And when you become a true Karma Yogi, then these things will happen. Then you'll be always happy, always satisfied, no matter what happens. Pairs of opposites not going to affect you. People hate you, fine. They love you, fine. No, this people, they don't like me. This one doesn't like me. That one, hey, Bhagwan. You expect everybody to like you? Impossible in this world. Impossible. People in your face, they will say, oh, you're so lovely. Yeah. And behind your back, oh, foolish, stupid. People always say what we want to hear in our face. And behind our back, we don't, we get fooled by that. And we do the same thing. We give high praise to people and tell them all a nice thing, and then, I wish they'd never come again. I wish I don't ever see them again. When we want something and we think they can give it to us, oh, you are so lovely, oh yeah. And the day that they realize that they can't do anything for you, or may even cause harm, oh, get out, I don't want to even see you anymore. This is the nature of the world. You have to understand that. We ourselves do it. Why be surprised when somebody do it to us? If we never did it, then only people do it, then should be surprised. We ourselves do it. But when somebody do it to us, we get surprised. This knowledge is there, then nothing surprises you. And it's easy. Then you're happy. Then you are satisfied. So I'll end the katha here today. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Srimad Sadguru Sarkar ki, Radha